Good evening and welcome to Anoka High School. Tonight, the Anoka Tornadoes take on the Totino Grace Eagles and girls basketball. I'm Steve Thompson, along with Joe Earl, and let's pause for the national anthem. It is senior night tonight here at Anoka, final night of the regular season. The Tornadoes say goodbye to 6 seniors, 5 players, and a student manager. Tonight they'll take on Totino Grace. Anoka's had a very good year, 18-7 overall, 9-3 in the Northwest Suburban North. Meanwhile, Totino Grace, they don't play a lot of players. As a matter of fact, they go about 6 deep most nights. They are 5-7 in the Northwest Suburban West, 11-13 overall. And Joe, tonight a big challenge for Totino. They played and won on Thursday night, beating Irondale in a makeup game due to bad weather earlier in the year, 43-30. So they're not very well rested. They don't play a lot of players. Meanwhile, Anoka coming off a tough loss to number 10 ranked Park Center at Park Center on Tuesday night.
Absolutely, and as we can see from some of the highlights coming up here too, that loss could have triggered many things for this Anoka Tornado team. The last times we had a chance to see this team play was against Roseville, and some of the highlights you're seeing here, and they lit it up early and often for head coach Scott Antle. They played this team very, very physical and turned around at the end as Roseville made some adjustments. Anoka, meanwhile, played strong on the inside, which is what they're going to need to do tonight against Totino Grace. And meanwhile, it was Roseville who put together a push at the end and defeated Anoka. In fact, it was their last loss of a 4-game or 5-game losing streak during that time. Since then, their season has turned around since this game, but you can see Anoka has the ability to hit outside and go back inside. The one note to self, Steve, during that game was that Anoka was without number 55, Brittany Bongards, and Bongards has averaged almost 17 points a game and 8 rebounds for Anoka throughout the season, and again, they were without. Meanwhile, Totino Grace is under the direction of second-year head coach Jessica Priest. Interesting background. She grew up in Denver. And there you get a look at the Anoka starters, and we'll get more information on Jessica here as we go through the Anoka starters. You have Zimmer, Torgerson. Torgerson just recently got to the 1,000 point club for Anoka. Micklin, Phipps, and Luck. These are all part of the seniors. Michaela Zimmer, again, the other one starting. Meanwhile, for Totino Grace,
Solwald and Meyer are the guards, a couple of seniors. Maddie Brunn is a junior guard as well, 3-guard set. And then 2 sisters, Lexi and Sydney Weirkey, play up front, but they don't go very deep. Most nights, Totino will play 6 or 7 players. They only had 8 players during warm-ups, and they played on Thursday night, once again beating Irondale last night, 43-30, the final. Meanwhile, the Tornadoes should be very well rested. They played a very good Park Center team. Remember, the Pirates have won back-to-back 3A state titles. They made the move up to 4A this this year, and they've still had a very good season. Park Center ranked number 10, and Anoka had a lead, but Park Center clamped down defensively. I was at that game at Park Center on Tuesday night, and the Pirates reel off a 15-2 run to go on to win that game, 63-57. And talking to Scott Antle about that game on Tuesday night, he said we learned a lot, and we went back to work at practice and we made some corrections because Park Center really put on the heat, putting on a three-quarter and at times a full-court press and trapped the ball all over the court. So a big learning experience for the Tornadoes, who will start section play next Wednesday night here at Anoka. They'll be the number 1 seed in Class 4A, Section 7. They will host Duluth East here on Wednesday night. We know that much. And they have a very good shot to go to state. Can they stay healthy? As you talked about it earlier, Joe, when they got banged up earlier in the year, they lost 4 in a row. But since then, 3 5-game winning streaks for the Tornadoes.
They have yet to, since that loss to Roseville, and as you mentioned, Steve, that was 5 in a row, they have yet to lose 2 games back-to-back the remainder of the season. So Coach Scott has them going in the right direction.
And we are underway. Anoka in black. They'll be going left to right on your television tonight. And of course, Naomi Torgerson running the point, averaging 15.9 points a game, has it tipped away and will retrieve in the back court. And of course, Totino is going to try and pressure the ball. They go down into the corner. Here's Phipps. Back out to the top. It's grabbed there by Micklin. Micklin gives it up. They go cross court. Here's Torgerson again. Looks into the middle, and the ball is tied up. And we're going to get a foul, and the first foul of the game is going to go against Totino Grace, Lexi Weirkey. And
they can ill afford it. Absolutely, they can ill afford to get any of them in trouble, especially Weirkeys, the Weirkey sisters, rather.
On the quick inbound, shot put up, off. The miss there by Lewick. And the rebound to Totino. Just underway at Anoka senior night. Totino Grace and Anoka, final regular season game. And this is Julia Solwold running the point, goes down low. The pass for Sydney Weirkey, off her hands, out of bounds. Turnover on Totino Grace, her first of the night, still scoreless.
Sister-to-sister ball there. You have the younger number 45, Sydney. She leads the team in scoring with almost 14 a game, and she's at 6'2".
Naomi Torgerson into the front court, gets it back, right wing, puts up a 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound fought for and grabbed by the Eagles, Sydney Weirkey. She'll hand it off. They'll quickly come into the front court. This is Braun. Braun will set up, look toward the corner, now to the middle. Here's Weirkey. Weirkey at the free throw line, hands it off to her sister Lexi. Back out top of the key, 3, no. Rebound hauled in by Solwold. Back to the free throw line, shot missed. And a rebound by Naomi Torgerson, who's headed for Mayville State. One of the seniors, 1,000-point club member. A 3 in the first half against the Pirates. She'll try a 3 here and miss it. Rebound hauled in, off by Lewick. And the rebound to Totino Grace in Sydney Weirkey. She'll hand it off. Here's Meyer quickly into the front court. Right wing 3, Solwold. Rebound tapped to the outside and grabbed by Weirkey.
Appears to be a lid on the basket right now, Steve, but they'll get inside, I'm guessing, here to put one down.
2 minutes into the game, still no score. Totino throws to the right wing. Here's Meyer. Now down to the baseline, a little 12-footer off the heel of the rim, almost and over the back. And a rebound comes down to Phipps. And she'll give it up to Torgerson, and Torgerson will get it into the front court. To the top of the key, spin out of trouble. They'll try and set up the trap. Park Center was so good at this the other night, and then Anoka threw it away. And that trapping defense by Park Center, and now Totino gave the Tornadoes fits.
It looks like they picked it up a little bit and found that to be one of the problems. Let's see if they can make the correction. That is Anoka.
Totino dribbles in, shot put up and off by Braun. Rebound to the Tornadoes. And Lewick, she'll hand it off, and Torgerson into the front court. All seniors on the floor for Anoka. To the free throw line, Lewick. Nice pass across the lane, going up with it. Shot blocked by Micklin's shot was blocked. Here comes the Eagles. Solwood puts it up. No good. So still no score. Almost 3 minutes into this game. Phipps gives it up on the wing. This is Zimmer. Zimmer goes cross court. Torgerson on the floor into the lane. Phipps up, off, no good. Can't buy a bucket in this one. Scrambled on the floor. Finally picked up by the Tornadoes. Now Torgerson in and out. That went down deep and popped out. And the Tornadoes will get the ball. We have another foul on Totino.
I think that's going to be a number 25 Brunn. And you get a chance to kind of see some open shots they've had, and now they bring in the seniors. Or excuse me, the seniors now will take a seat. Some good scrapping on the floor by Phipps. Torgerson gets another shot. Halfway down, as you said, Steve, and no good. There's Bongartz with it on the inbound, unable to capitalize.
Here's Torgerson down the lane, loses a handle out of bounds, but they say it went off Totino. As you pointed out, Joe, Brunn with the foul. 2 team fouls on Totino Grace. None yet for the Tornadoes. Still no score, 14:40 to go. First half, and on the inbound, a turnover by the Tornadoes. Here comes Solo down the lane, all the way to the rack and lays it in. And Totino draws first blood in this game. Julius Solo with the bucket, averaging just shy of 8 a game this season.
Well, even a broken clock is right twice a day. One's bound to go in, and now it's set. That should break the mold and get everything rolling, although another unforced error that time by Anoka.
Third turnover there by the Tornadoes. Noel Josephson in the game. And here comes Totino Grace. Once again, Jenna Meyer over the timeline. Watched by Torgerson. Gives it up in the wing. Here's Solwald. Meyer down in the corner. Will dribble out of there. Good defense by the Tornadoes. Stolen away by Josephson. Josephson into the game, the sophomore. Now runs the point, gives it up on the wing. Also in the ball game, Abby Slater. Now to the top, here's Torgerson. Back to Slater, wing left, down to the block, left side. Cross court, Josephson put it up, but got fouled. Missed the shot, but she'll get a couple of free throws here.
Well, you're seeing Anoka's breaking into a 1-3-1 defensively. Meanwhile, a 2-3 for Totino Grace. And that time they worked the ball around, low block, and across to Josephson, who drove hard for the foul.
Foul on Brunner, second. Josephson's free throw up and good, and the Tornadoes are finally on the board. 2-1 Totino, 13:48 to go first half. Phipps will go to the bench, and Emily Smith will come in for the Tornadoes. One more for Josephson. This to tie early in this one. It's been a struggle for the field for both teams. And she gets them both. 2-2. Totino the ball quickly into the front court. They have it on the wing left. Well, this is Ganaway in the game. Ganaway gets it back on the wing. Now to the elbow. Here's Wirke. Back to Ganaway. Now Wirke left to the lane. Leans in. Put it up. Off. Rebound to the Tornado. Slater. Slater is going to bring it up the floor. Right over the center circle. She's picked up there defensively. And now Naomi Torgerson. The senior headed for Mayville State. Now the trap, wing left to Slater, down on the baseline. Bongartz missed the shot, and the rebound tipped around, and we finally have the first foul of the game against the Tornadoes. And this is going to go on Naomi Torgerson, her first, and Totino will get the ball. We're tied at 2, 13:14 to go. Here in a half, number 1.
Anoka picks him up about 3/4 on this 1-3-1 trap.
Totino breaks it into the front court. Solwald on the wing to the top, and Ganaway. Ganaway on the wing left. Hands it off there. It's Wirke. Back to Ganaway. Looks inside. Cross-court pass. Here's Solwald. She'll try the 3 and hit the 3.
She was calling for the ball. Left all alone on that backside. Good pass. Chest high and able to square up those feet for the 3.
She has all 5 Eagle points, and Totino leads at 5-2. Anoka the ball into the front court. Here's Josephson. Josephson to Slater. Now on the wing. Torgerson down the lane. Threw it at the backboard. It's knocked away and a turnover on Anoka. Well, we'll call it a shot. Maybe it got the rim. And a rebound to Totino. They get it down low on the block. Up off the glass. No good. Tough shot there by Sydney Wirke. And the rebound grabbed by the Tornadoes. And now Naomi Torgerson will slow it down.
Good defensive play by Josephson. They had a great shot underneath. She hustled underneath for that rebound. Otherwise, there's a quick put back up.
Bongarts from the free throw line misses. Torgerson the rebound, back up, off, no good, back up again. Knocked away and grabbed by Totino. Quite a block there by Meyer. Meyer back the other way. Here's Solwold on the wing to the free throw line. This is Wierke, and then Wierke traveled the turnover on the Eagles. Their second. 4 turnovers for Anoka already in this game, and we'll get a quick substitution. Brianna Glenn in for Totino Grace, and to the bench will go Lexi Wierke. 5-2 Eagles.
You can see the power move there, and Wierke was whistled for that travel versus an offensive foul.
Out in the corner, here's Torgerson to the top. Josephson down to Slater. Back, nice 2-person game and a layup for Slater.
They did a great job of isolating that part of the court. You're right, Steve. Great execution, good crisp passing.
Nice job there. Slater in the right spot. Not onto the block. Taken away by Brittany Bongarts. Bongarts into the front court, averaging 16.6 a game. The juniors had a great season. Here's Slater left to the lane, had it knocked away by the Eagles, and then they almost lose the handle, and finally controlled by Meyer. Meyer gets it ahead over the timeline. Ganaway with it to the free throw line, back to the wing left. Here's Meyer's shot off, and the rebound Bongarts, and now it's tied up. And on the jump ball, it'll go to Totino Grace. 10:51 to go here, 10:51 first half. Totino leads Anoka 5-4, and they'll inbound it. Baseline right.
And Phipps comes back in now for Anoka. You could tell he felt maybe Torgerson needed to get a rest, and now Phipps back into the rhythm on back in play.
Ganaway gives it up on the wing to Meyer. Meyer goes cross court. Here's Glenn. Glenn further out on the right. Nice feed down low to Ganaway, and a foul on the play. And that foul is going to be called on Phipps. Her first, second team foul on the Tornadoes.
Well, the Tornadoes right now just trying to get a rhythm going offensively, and sometimes you can get that going by playing good defense, but it's been a good run thus far here for Totino Grace. They extend now their lead back to 2.
Ganaway with one more. It is up and good. She averages 5 points per game. 7-4 Totino. And here comes the Tornadoes. And running the point, Emily Smith. Slater way out left. Had it tipped away, gets it back, goes to the middle now, and Josephson. Out on the right, it's Smith. Right of the free throw line, Bongarts. Now it's Slater along the baseline. Little leaner, rattles around and drops. Slater has 4 to lead the Tornadoes, and it's 7-6. Totino quickly the other way, running the floor beautifully. Layup missed there by Glenn. Scramble at the free throw line, grabbed by other Tornadoes.
Good feisty effort by Phipps to come away with that without traveling.
Slater to the free throw line, and Phipps back to Slater. Long 3 on the right side. Out of there, no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds off Anoka's Emily Smith, and Totino will have the ball.
That might have been a temperature check shot for Phipps. She had a nice touch on the baseline. She scored 2 nice field goals already, but from way downtown, almost converted that 3.
7-6 Totino. Here's Alex Ganaway. Gets it over the timeline, being hounded by Phipps. And then it squirts out of bounds, but that'll be a Totino Grace ball. Once again, on to the playoffs for both of these teams starting next week. As we pointed out, Anoka opens the playoffs. Number 1 seed in Section 7, Class 4A. They'll take on the number 8, Duluth East, right here at Anoka High School next Wednesday night. Solwold with it, way out on the right. Now to the left side, Ganaway. Ganaway to the free throw line. We have a foul on Totino, and this one's probably away from the play, and it was, and it's going to go against Brianna Glenn, her first 4th team foul on the Eagles.
Torgerson comes back in for Anoka. I think Coach Antle just really wanted to kind of settle her down. She had taken several shots, a couple that were in and out. Now I think he has everything calibrated and ready to move forward.
Out on the wing, Slater. Looks cross court. Here's Torgerson. Now to the top. This is Zimmer. Torgerson tries the 3. Short of the rim, no good. And the rebound hauled down by Ganaway. Ganaway off the bench, having a big impact for the Eagles.
Anoka in a man-to-man right now.
Trying to change it up, trailing 7-6. Under 9 to go first half. Down to the block, almost tipped away. Meyer grabs it, down to the middle. Solwald drives right side of the lane and draws a foul. And I think we're going to get a block on Zimmer. That'll be her first, third on the Tornadoes.
Taking a look at the quick motion in, fake handoff on a weave, and a reach in called there on Phipps.
And we had the Tornadoes tip it away in front of the Anoka bench. Totino will hang on. Ganaway to inbound over there. They get lined up, and now out on the wing, here's Meyer. Meyer to the top, and Lexi Wierke holding it between the circles. Now out on the left side, Solwald being guarded closely there by Zimmer. Now to the top, this is Sydney Wierke. Off to the right side, Meyer. Meyer wanted to go down low and thought better of it, hangs on to it. Totino playing very patient. They don't score a ton of points. This is their type of game. Averaging just 46 on the season. And that's tipped away by Naomi Torgerson. On the break, ahead to Slater, lays it up and in.
Great body adjustment that time. Good hands, grabbed the pass, and she's got 6.
8-7 Tornadoes. Nice break there, led by the steal by Torgerson. Solwald on top, thought about the three, down to the block. Totino had it go up, off the rim, and then out of bounds. Tough break there for Lexi Wierke. And now they'll bring Glenn back in. Solwald will go to the bench. Anoka making some changes. Noelle Josephson back into the game for Anoka. And sitting down is Phipps. Running the point, of course, Naomi Torgerson. One of the seniors honored tonight here at Anoka. Out on the wing, Josephson. Got bumped, and it's stolen away by Totino. Could have been a foul. Here's Solwald to the basket. She got fouled back the other way, and that's going to go against Noelle Josephson, her first fourth on Anoka.
She'll get a chance to shoot 2 more. As you mentioned earlier, Steve, she had most of the points. She has 5 of the 8 thus far, 5 of the 7 that they've collected for Totino. There you see a good move. Good, strong move, forced the foul on Anoka.
Free throw is short. So the first of the night for Solwald, no good. Totino 2 of 3 from the line. Meanwhile, the Tornadoes 2 of 2 from the stripe. 8-7 Anoka leads it. A seesaw battle so far. Second one spins around and drops, and she has 6, and we're tied at 8. Second tie of the game so far tonight. And Torgerson trots over the line, works to the left, picked up there by Solwald. Cross court to the right. Here's Chuknek and the shot, and that goes out of bounds off Anoka. So Anoka not getting a lot of second chances. You got to give Totino credit. They've been rebounding well, Joe.
And they have, and I'm surprised as well as that 2-3 defense has played, because Anoka has a way of creating some great shots off of a zone like that. Thus far, haven't been able to capitalize.
Solwald running the point, being hounded by Josephson, hands it off there. Here's Glenn. Glenn right of the lane, has to spin out of there. Here's Sydney Wierke. Off to the right side, Meyer. Further down to the corner. Cross court turnover by Totino. Third of the game. And Anoka gets it right back. Good defense by the Tornadoes. And now it's Naomi Torgerson trying to get on the score sheet. Has not scored in the game yet. She'll get it down in the corner. Sets up for 3. That one's an air ball. And the rebound grab by Totino. So a struggle for Naomi Torgerson. Rare. She had a great night against Park Center on Tuesday night, but has struggled here early. Wierke with it. Out on the right side. Glenn drives in, turned away. Totino out on the wing to the right. Now they finally get it into the block. Move to the hole, up and off, but a foul is going to be called on Slater. Good patience to get it to Sydney Wierke, but she was fouled by Slater, her first and the 5th on the Tornadoes.
Waiting to catch the number that's on Slater, because she's been their big offensive performer so far. Since they've gone to that man-to-man defense, the Tornadoes, they've stymied Totino Grace. But on that particular play, they went inside and almost kind of a quick hook to get inside to get the advantage. And now Lexi's at the line.
Wierke hits the first, misses the second rebound to the Tornadoes. Totino 4 of 6 from the line. They lead it 9-8. 6:04 to go, first half. Steve Thompson along with Joe Rulin tonight from Anoka High School. Final regular season game. Girls hoops tonight on QCTV. Here's Josephson with it, gives it up, now to the corner. Here's Slater, she'll try the three. Off the heel of the rim, no good. A rebound to Totino and Sydney Wierke. She'll hand it off, Meyer into the front court. She'll set it up on the wing, here's Solwald. Julia Solwald will dribble all around outside the arc. Watch there by Josephson to the free throw line. Wierke, little head fake. Now Ganaway back in the game. Gives it up to Meyer. Totino very patient. They're in no hurry whatsoever. They get it inside, back to the line. Now Meyer out on the left. Thought about a three. No. Now down to the left block. Backing in, Sydney Wierke. Up and in.
Great high-low pass. Sorry, Steve. A great execution. Came in from the wing, and then a high-low pass from one Wierke to the other. Good spin move and off the backboard.
4 in a row for the Eagles. They lead by 3, 11-8. Quickly down to the block. Bongart's put up a hook. Got her own rebound. Back up strong. Missed it. Her and Slater fighting for it. Bongart's back up again. That's blocked. Finally grabbed by Totino. And then knocked out of bounds by Totino. They couldn't hang on to it. Anoka may have got a break there. And Noelle Josephson will inbound baseline left.
They'll drop into that 2-3 zone for the inbound.
Slater on the inbound. Quick three, right wing. Buried it. Nothing but net. And Slater has 9. And we're tied at 11.
She has 9. Josephson 2 free throws. And that caps the scoring thus far this half for Anoka.
Another tie, 3rd of the game. Here's Totino with the ball. And Meyer. Once again, Eagles very patient. They don't go much deeper than 8 players. Here's Ganaway, gives it up on the wing, now right to the free throw line. Sydney Wierke. This is Meyer. Now down to the corner. Here's Ganaway, a 3 off the rim, no good, and that rebound by Torgerson. Torgerson down the lane, all the way to the hole, up and in, and a foul. No, a charge. Tough break for Naomi Torgerson.
She took it coast to coast that time, Steve, and they were set to take that charge. My question was, it looked like she had gotten set after she left the ground. To put that layup in, they'll have to sit her with a couple of fouls. She's just really pushing and pressing to get those first 2 points of the game.
Torgerson with 2, Brunn with 2 for Totino. No one else in the game with more than 1. We're tied at 11. Totino with the ball in white. Meyer down to the block. Here's Lexi Wierke back to the top. Sydney Wierke tries a free throw line jumper and missed it. And Brittany Bongartz, who isn't on the score sheet as well for the Tornadoes, got to rebound. She has it at the free throw line. Now Slater, she'll try it again. Off the rim, no good. Rebound fought for, grabbed by the Tornadoes. Good job by Emily Smith. Now it's Slater, corner right. Tries to dribble drive, no. Now into Bongartz on the block. Under the hoop, reverse layup, off no good. Knocked out of bounds by the Tornadoes. Miranda Phipps, and Totino will get the ball in a tie game.
Anoka continuing to try to push to find some gaps. Usually with that 2-3, you want to attack that 2-3 right in the middle. And they're having some problems finding some gaps.
Here's Meyer, left wing 3. Hit the support. It'll be an Anoka ball. Tough rebound there. Off the heel of the rim hard, and Anoka will get it back. Still a tie game as we approach 3 minutes to go in half number 1.
That was the quickest possession of this first half for Totino Grace, about 3 seconds.
Yeah, and I can't imagine Jessica Priest, the head coach, like that. They preach patience. At the free throw line, Smith down to the baseline, inside Phipps, off the glass and in. Tough bucket for Miranda Phipps. And it's 13-11 Anoka.
They found a good access point in down low, and they capitalized.
Ganaway, now to Wierke, to her sister Sydney, Lexi to Sydney, and just like that, we're tied at 13.
Sydney comes in leading this team with almost 14 points a game, and she is smooth inside with that quick turnaround left.
Bongartz cross court to the right. Here's Smith. Now to the top. Slater, she's hot. How about that? Another three, her second of the game. She has 12. And where would the Tornadoes be without Abby Slater? Anoka leads at 16-13.
Boy, she is feeling it right now.
Solold tries a three, another quick possession, Joe. I'm not sure that's what Totino wants. Anoka back the other way on the break. Bongartz goes up, got fouled. That's going to be on Sydney Wierke, and Brittany Bongartz is going to get a couple of free throws here for sure with 1:53 to go in the half, and the Tornadoes up by 3 trying to extend their lead.
Steve, the most vital time I always think in comes to a game is the last few minutes of a half. And Totino Grace has gotten out of their style the last couple of possessions and triggered up some quick three-point shots. I thought we might see a timeout by Coach Priest, but she's going to continue to play them. Since they've come down to try to hit those quick threes, it's been all Anoka. They've turned the tide and opened up now a 4-point lead.
Bongartz, 16.6 a game, a 68% free throw shooter. Hit 1 of 2 there, and then it's stolen back by Bongartz. She drives in and got fouled. And that's going to be a block on Totino, and that's going to be the second straight on Sydney Wierke. And all of a sudden, Totino in a little bit of foul trouble.
The Twin Towers down below at 6'2" and 6'1". That time the 6'2" senior sister tries to square up for that blocking foul, and they didn't see it her way.
Yeah, and that could have gone either way. That may have been a charge, but Bongartz hits the first free throw, and now the Tornadoes on a 5-hole run and lead the game 18-13. Trying to extend their big lead right now, and they do. Bongartz now 3 points, 3 of 4 from the line, 19-13 Tornadoes. Here comes Totino. Under 2 to go in the first half.
Let's key if Anoka continues to try to up-tempo the game here.
Well, that's how they want to play. Totino's had success slowing it down. They have another quick possession, and then it goes out of bounds off Totino. They got it to Lexi Wierke. She missed the shot, and then it went out of bounds off the Eagles.
Totino's done a great job of optimizing each possession when they slow it down, and there it is.
Bongart's first field goal. She has 5, and it's 21-13, just like that. An 8-0 spurt for the Tornadoes, and they're up by 8. It happened that quick, and the tempo of the game changed, as you pointed out, Joe, and Anoka's been able to take advantage. Solwald with it. Drives left of the lane, gives it up there. Here's Madison Brunn, back the game with 2. Meyer gets it back on the left, goes cross court. Solwald looks at a 3, drives in a little leaner, off the heel of the rim, got her own rebound, back up, but a foul.
I've been impressed with Solwald so far. She's gotten 3 offensive rebounds, continues to stick with it, and he's been at the free throw line, most frequently here for Totino Grace in the first half.
First on Bongartz, 7th team foul on the Tornadoes, but Solwald will get 2 here. She's 1 of 2 from the line, making 2 of 3 with 7 points. And that stops the bleeding. That stops the 8-0 Anoka run. It's 21-14.
Getting ready to check back in is Torgerson. Now she'll come in. Maybe we'll see if Anoka decides to hold for last possession. Try to find a way to get Torgerson in. Now that Phipps is into the zone here, as well as Bongartz. And of course, it's Slater with the early 12 for Anoka.
Solwald hits them both. She's 3 of 4 from the line and 8 points to lead the Eagles. Torgerson into the front court, had it tipped away out of bounds into the Totino bench.
3/4 court pressure by Totino Grace. Kind of see him go to more of a diamond setup. They'll fall back, come out of the 2-3 now and go to a man-to-man.
Torgerson down low to Slater. Beautiful pass. Give her the assist. And Slater on fire. 14 points in the first half. 23-15 Anoka by 8, equaling their big lead. Here's Ganaway, free throw line light. Right, they get it down into the corner, missed shot, and a rebound there, and now a tie-up ball. Boy, the board came to Zimmer, but she was tied up immediately by Solwald. Anoka will get the ball on the alternate possession anyway.
And they're going to call a foul on that, so that's going to put her at the free throw line. The senior gets a chance at the charity stripe. And they've been on that run, Steve, since they kind of lost that flow or their lack of flow type of philosophy on their offense of getting down, taking up maybe a minute for each possession. It's been all Anoka.
Zimmer front end of the 1-and-1, rattles out, no good. And it'll be Totino ball. So Zimmer an opportunity to get on the score sheet, misses a front end. We're down to 20 to go in the half, and Anoka leads by 8. Totino the ball. Solwald with it. Now to the top, here's Ganaway. Off to the left, and Meyer back to Ganaway. And this is Solwald driving into the paint. Kicks it out to Meyer on the left with 4. Here's Ganaway, the 3, short, no good, rebound Anoka, and we are at the half. Anoka leads at 23-15, and the game started to turn pace-wise in Anoka's favor, and they used a big 8-0 run to grab a 21-13 lead and ultimately lead it now 23-15 at the half, Joe.
Big rush, excellent shooting. One thing Anoka can always count on is one of the top 5 players to step up and take the lead. Slater's done that tonight, 14 points, and the rest have just followed. So while they wait for Torkinson to get into the zone, Bungards is starting to do that. She's hitting her spot, Phipps is hitting her spot, and Slater's been carrying the load so far. But the big difference, it was 11-11 when Totino Grace started to come down and start making that push. Since then, they have gone on, Anoka, that is a 12-4 run, and that's what they take as a 23-15 lead here at halftime.
Quick rundown of the scoring for Totino. Julia Solwald leading the way. She has 8 points. Alex Ganaway has a couple. Lexi Wierke has 1. Sydney Wierke has 2. Foul trouble, Brunn and Sydney Wierke have 2 for Totino. For Anoka in half number 1, well, it's been the Abby Slater show. Abby Slater's just been phenomenal. 14 points. Brittany Bongards has 5. 2 for Noelle Josephson, 2 for Miranda Phipps, and the big surprise, Naomi Torgerson, 2 fouls and no points in the first half. Tornadoes lead at 23-15 at the half. We'll be back with the second half coming up in a bit.
There's a long shot there by Danager. Nice play by Krimble, earning the and 1. Smith lost her dribble, gets it to a cutting Zimmer. Nice play, and Zimmer converts.
Goes for the steal, doesn't get it. Pass inside, nice move. Up and good, nice layup.
Slater comes up with it, tries to go up and under and hits.
Oh, that's working it around the world, Pete.
All the way around.
Hello and welcome to In the Game. I'm your host, Chris Carpenter. In the Game is a show that we do here at QCTV that focuses on high school and amateur sports that we have going on in and around our 4 cities of Andover, Anoka, Champlin, and Ramsey. It's winter here in Minnesota, and that means high school basketball season. And on today's show, we are going to focus on our girls' high school basketball teams. Let's start with the Andover Huskies. The Huskies are coming off of a season where they reached the state tournament, so expectations are pretty high this year. Let's take a look at the Andover girls basketball team.
It was an incredible season for us. We had a young team coming in. We didn't really know what to expect. We lost a lot of seniors. So we kind of took the approach that it was just going to be a journey where our job was to get better every week, and we're going to see how it ended up. And we kind of came together. We became a very good defensive team. We became an unselfish team, and so we had a nice run. It was just a lot of fun.
So coming off of a successful year, Coach Belschner is happy with where the team is at.
I think we're in a good spot right now. We had a lot of people back with experience. We lost some key people. We've kind of taken the same approach that our job is to get better every week, and our goal is to be peaking at the end of the season. So far I think we're on pace. We've had our ups, our downs. We're kind of still a work in progress, but I feel like we're making progress going forward. So,
Senior Gabby Garcia also talked about her experience going to the state tournament.
It was super fun and exciting, nerve-wracking. I was super nervous to just sitting in the locker room, waiting to play or watching other games. Super nervous, nerve-wracking. Team goal would be to work together so we can make it to that section championship and just play as a team together.
The Northwest Suburban Conference is once again tough, but Coach Belschner says that the team needs to stick to their game plan.
The Northwest Suburban is really good this year, and it has been the last couple years. So there's a number of teams that are ranked, and I would say every game we play, you're playing great teams, great competition. Our approach has always been, in our conference, there's a lot of talented teams. And so our goal has got to be to get better every day. Our goal has got to be the aggressor whenever we take the court. We have to be the better team, and what I mean by that is we have to play better defense. We have to share the basketball and work together. We have to do the little things well if we're going to be successful. And so our goal every day is just to get better, and it's to focus on those things, not so much the wins and losses right now.
The Anoka girls basketball team has had some success in the Northwest Suburban Conference early this year, and they're hoping to build on that for the rest of the season. Let's look at the Anoka Tornadoes girls basketball team.
I think the season's going well so far. We've had some ups and downs, but for the future, there's a lot of potential down low at our lower levels, and I see it every day, every practice, every game, and it's awesome to see. So I think in the future, it'll be well.
I'd say the season's going like decent to good. I mean, we've definitely had like losses and down spouts, but I think it's due to like we haven't had a full team really. We had our big post out for a few weeks, and now we have our other captain out for a few. Like, it's just been off and on, but overall I'd say it's really good because like we had the same team last year, just minus 2 seniors. So to be building from last year, it's worked really well.
I think the season's going very well. Not like as good as I would want it to, but it's going well for us. We've had a few tough losses that we definitely should have won, but besides those, we've given a good fight for a lot of teams. And the goal for this season, I really, really want to make the state this year. It's my senior year, and I made it to state other years, so this is my main goal.
When I was a freshman and sophomore, we had this really big powerhouse group of seniors, and we graduated 9 of them actually when I was a sophomore, and after that we were really young. And we had a little bit of trouble trying to fill those big shoes, but I think we're getting there. We're kind of almost at that point now where we can do some of the things that they've done, like go to state and win the section title, which is my goal, or I think everybody's goal this year.
The more we play as a team, the better we do, and I think if we just continue doing that next year, it'll keep going.
When you hear about Champlin Park basketball, you usually hear about how good the boys' high school team is, but the girls' team is also very good. Here's a look at the Champlin Park girls' high school basketball team.
Basketball's awesome. My teammates, I like hanging out with them on and off the court, and I've really grown to they're all my family, so.
We're young this year, so I kind of feel like an older player. I'm one of the more experienced. I've been on varsity since my freshman year, and it's really fun to have a big role on the team.
It's amazing. The school atmosphere that we have here at Champlin Park is amazing. I've never seen it like this before. Our school is really into our sports, and that's exciting because it makes me excited about what I do. So it's a really cool thing to have.
Yeah, it's much more than basketball to me. I mean, I've been a part around these girls for the last 3 years. I've gotten to know them as students and as athletes. You know, they're student athletes, so I wanted to be great students inside the classroom. I also feel like, we're not here just for basketball. We're here to, help them become great women. So it's basketball, but it's also about life lessons, and, I have quite a few seniors who are going to be going on to play college basketball. We're preparing them for what comes after high school, and just kind of, how women want to be treated, how, it's kind of like life lessons. And
yeah, come cheer us on. We're fun to watch.
Definitely come and cheer us on. I mean, we like fans. I mean, we have a very, very big gym to fill up, and so it's nice to have fans that come and support us, and especially from the community. But yeah, always come to a game, home or away. Wear your rebel blue.
I print it off at home and run somewhere else so that they have a nice game.
Well, that's it for this edition of In the Game. If you want more In the Game or want more information regarding our sports schedules, or if you want to check out any of our sports or government programming, go to our website, www.qctv.org. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Carpenter, and we'll see you next time in the game.
Welcome back. Steve Thompson and Joe Rulin. Second half coming up. The regular season finale between the Anoka Tornadoes and the Totino Grace Eagles. On to the playoffs for both teams. Totino will go to Section 4, Class 3A. Anoka, the #1 seed. In Section 7, Class 4A, they'll open at home here at Anoka next Wednesday night. They struggled a bit at the start, 4 ties early, but Anoka picked up the pace and built an 8-point lead, Joe.
They changed the defense up a bit, went to that man-to-man, kind of pushed the pressure a little bit on Totino Grace and pushed them into some ill-advised shots and early on their possession, and since then it's been Anoka.
Josephson, Naomi Torgerson, Abby Slater, Brittany Bongartz on the floor. Here's Torgerson driving to the hoop. Rolls off, no good. That's how her night's gone tonight, but she'll get a couple of free throws.
Still begging for those first 2 buckets. She came into this game averaging almost 16 points a game. She's a member of the 1,000-point club here at Anoka and still looking for those first 2 points of the game. And you know how it is. You can work it inside, and sometimes that can start triggering some momentum. And look at that. She's got herself a free throw. She's 1 for 3 thus far. And let's see if she can put 2 in a row together.
Yeah, and a little sign of relief as she hit the first free throw. 66% on the year. She got them both there. And it's 26-15 Anoka. That is her big lead at 11.
She at that free throw line. She looked like me waiting for a test result in college. Please give me that C. Oh my gosh, it's a C. But she made it instead. But
here's Julia Solwald for Totino. Driving to the free throw line. Stops. Gives it up on the wing. Here's Lexi Weirkey. Now her sister Sydney Weirkey.
They had a lot of success with that set. They throw it out to the wing and then get it up to the free throw line, and then sometimes throw it from to a high-low type of setting or take that shot. So that's where they had success in the first half. They went right back to it here, first possession, second half.
Weirkey has 4 points, stolen away by Totino. Here's Meyer into the front court. Meyer on top. This is Lexi Weirkey, hands it off to Meyer. She looks inside, spins, and we got a hold. And I think that's going to be number 3 on Naomi Torgerson.
You could tell she was like, come on. Really? I think I barely touched her. I didn't see a hold there, but apparently the officials did.
First player in the game with 3, Tornadoes by 8. Totino Grace the ball. They're 5-7 in conference play, 11-13 overall. Out on the wing left, here's Solwald. Solwald dealing with pressure, gives it up on the right. This is Ganaway, back to the middle. Here's Weirkey. Now Ganaway drives in. Did she travel? Yeah, she did.
Drag no doubt about that pivot foot. You got it, Steve. Good defense, got in front of her, got to, read that location where they needed to be, and looks like Totino wants to pick up 3 quarters here.
And why not change it up a little bit? Anoka beats it easily. Here's Josephson along the baseline, gives it up, Phipps, out to the wing. Slater tries a 3. That's short, no good. Long rebound to Meyer. Here comes Totino into the front court. Meyer will control it and get it to the middle, then Ganaway.
They go 4 across here on this offensive set.
Meyer gets it back on the right, looking to the inside, now dribbles toward the corner. Watched there by Josephson. Inside they get it, Ganaway had it bounce out, and the rebound comes down to Torgerson. Torgerson running the floor, down the lane, out on the wing Josephson, back on top Slater. Slater with 14 points in the first half. What a half for her to lead the Tornadoes in all scorers in this game. Josephson on top, drives down the lane all the way to the hole, had it blocked from behind, out of bounds. And it looks like Totino's going to get the ball there.
Here they look at this move coming in. A quick drive, a quick first couple steps by Josephson, and pure clear block on that. And Anoka loses possession there, but let's see what they can stir up here defensively in the man-to-man.
Lexi Weirkey the block, and out of bounds off the Tornadoes. Quite a play, and now Weirkey turns it over, and it's picked up by Josephson. Anoka with the ball, and Naomi Torgerson held to 2 points, just 2 free throws in the game for Torgerson. Here's Bongartz from the free throw line, no good. Torgerson, tough rebound, back up, got fouled.
Torgerson doing a great job with those 3 fouls. She gets the offensive rebound and then powers her way up, forcing Totino Grace to put her at the free throw line.
Second foul on Julia Solwald. Second team foul on Totino, and at the line, here's Torgerson. Now 3 of 3 from the line. All her points from the charity stripe. 26-17 Tornadoes, and we have a timeout on the floor.
A good rush right now. It was Totino Grace starting to command their way back in, playing some good defense. But right now it's Anoka with the chance to expand that lead back to 10 if they can hit this free throw.
Yeah, it's been an extraordinary night for Abby Slater. 4 2-pointers, 2 3-pointers. She hasn't been to the free throw line tonight, and 14 points, and that's clearly been the story. With Naomi Torgerson and Brittany Bongartz clearly the leading scorer for the Tornadoes. They account for almost 34 points a game for Anoka, and they've been very quiet. So if Totino could draw up a game plan, it would be this.
Absolutely. But as you mentioned, it has been Slater as the catalyst thus far, but I've got a hunch Torgerson's about ready to start heating it up.
Makes another free throw. She's 4 for 4 from the stripe. Tornadoes by 10. Their big lead a moment ago was 11. Here's Solwald in the corner to the wing, and Meyer.
Torgerson needs to be careful. She does not lead that 4th foul.
Here's Weirkey. Back out to Solwald. She'll back it out of there, go cross court to Meyer. Back to Solwald, drives in, now to the baseline, and a little too hot and out of bounds.
Anoka looked a little bit confused defensively. They weren't sure exactly what defense it looked like they were in, but finally they got settled back into that 1-3-1. I think they're trying to make sure Torgerson doesn't pick up that 4th defensively.
Here comes the Tornadoes, up by 10, looking for more. Under 15 to go in the game. Torgerson, lob, back door, not far enough for Phipps. Steal for Totino. The other way comes Solwald. Turned away by Josephson. Good job to get back on D. Solwald with it. Out on the wing to Meyer. Out of the free throw line, and Lexi Weirkey lost the handle. Here comes Torgerson behind the back. Goes up, got fouled. Well, she's going to pile up the points at this rate at the free throw line, Joe.
Hey, what a pure scorer will do when you're not hot and not hitting from the outside. Take control, move it inside, and she drew another foul. She'll be at the free throw line for 2 more from the charity stripe. She's been shooting well here this second half. Except for that, I shouldn't have said a daggone thing.
Little jinx, that's okay, Joe. Lexi Weirkey, her second, 3rd on Totino.
Could open up one of the biggest leads of the night if she can connect here on the second half of this 2.
And that one's out no good. She is now 4 of 6 from the line. Tornadoes by 10. Under 14 to go in the game. Down in the corner, it's Meyer. Pass too far, and it goes out of bounds. That was a good play by Slater. Let it go out of bounds. Get your team set, and Slater will inbound in front of the scorer's table. Abby Slater's played very well tonight. 6-foot junior. She'll be back next year for Scott Antill. Brittany Bongartz hands it off to Torgerson down the lane and knocked out of bounds. No foul on the play.
That was tough to believe there wasn't some sort of infraction as she went hard to the hoop. But nonetheless, it'll be Anoka regaining the possession.
And she was smiling about it. She thought there may have been a foul. Emily Smith on the inbound, gets it out to Torgerson on the wing to the free throw line. Bongartz, Slater on the left, thought about another 3, but no.
She was going to pull that trigger. if anyone on the team should, it's probably her tonight.
Yeah, she's been hot. Here's Zimmer, top of the key, drives right, and she traveled. That is the 5th turnover on my count on the Tornadoes tonight. Relatively few turnovers in this game. Here comes Totino, down into the corner. Sydney Weirkey, that's a turnover. Here's Torgerson for the layup.
First field goal of the game for Torgerson.
She has 6. Anoka, their big lead at 29-17 timeout. 13:07 to go in the game.
Hey, nothing fuels confidence like a few free throws and then this layup. Now you'll probably see her step back out behind the 3 and knock him down. So biggest lead of the game right now at 12 for Anoka, and a couple of miscues on the last couple of possessions for this Totino Grace Eagles team.
She was so good on Tuesday night in the loss to Park Center, scoring 22. Of course, Brittany Bongartz led the way with a huge second half with 24, but Park Center clamped down defensively, and it got tougher and tougher for the Tornadoes on Tuesday night against Park Center to get any good looks whatsoever. But as this game has gone on, they've got better and better looks and have really been able to bottle up Totino Grace. They have really struggled tonight. Just 15 points in the first half. With 13:10 to go, trail 29-17. Now, in fairness to Totino, they don't play a lot of players. And Joe, they had a game on Thursday night. This was a makeup against Irondale, which they won 43-30. So this is a tough, tired Totino team.
You had to look at Coach Scott Antle getting things together, and after the timeout, looking like he wants to move some things around defensively. They go back to that 1-3-1 defense.
Down into the corner, here's Glenn. Glenn had foul trouble early in the game, gets it out on the wing. Here's Solwell to 3. That's an air ball and an easy rebound to Michaela Zimmer. Zimmer will dribble out of trouble, hand it off to Smith. Tornadoes by 12, trying to extend the lead. Here's Torgerson at the free throw line. Bongartz. Now Slater, left baseline, drives in, had it tipped away. Zimmer gets it. She drives in. Bongartz, tough board. No, I think it's going to be over the back.
I thought we were going to get the N1 there, Steve, but was turned away.
Yeah,
over the back.
Bongartz over the back. Her second of the game, second on the Tornadoes.
You haven't yet seen the best game coming from Bongartz and Torgerson, and that has to worry Totino because those two combined average almost 32 a game.
Bongartz with the board. She'll dribble out of trouble and then ultimately give it up. And this will be Emily Smith running the point. Out on the wing, Slater. Free throw line, Bongartz. Down in the corner, Torgerson drives along the baseline, gives it up to Slater. Missed the shot. Rebound, Bongartz. Up, bounces around, no good. Still fought for. And we got Slater stepping out of bounds.
Just about, but you know, here's the thing I'm seeing Anoka do. They're attacking that middle on this 2-3, and they're attacking it with quick passes. At that point, the center takes a look, or Bongartz, whoever receives it around the free throw line, and eyes up somebody on the wing. But that quick, crisp passing is allowing some great scoring opportunities for Anoka.
Oh, almost stolen away there by Miranda Phipps back in the game for the Tornadoes. It was knocked away. I may have figured out what's throwing the Tornadoes off tonight. All the coaches in suits. We saw the shot of Scotty Hintel a moment ago. These guys are all dressed up on senior night. Maybe that's throwing the girls off. Here's Meyer for 3 on the right side. Got it. Big bucket there for Totino. Her first field goal of the game, and it's 29-20.
They needed that. That's the first 3 since early in the first half.
Phipps under the bucket, goes up strong, got fouled.
They attacked it right underneath. And one after, they had a size differential down below, and they got it to Phipps.
Phipps will go to the line. The foul on Glenn, 4th on Totino. Phipps on the year, just over 10 a game, 7 rebounds, a 56% free throw shooter. First one out, no good.
Hey, getting back to that 3-point shot for Totino Grace. That's the first one since Solwood hit one early in the first half. So up until then, they had only scored 2 points since coming back from the second half with 11:32 to go here in the second half.
Second free throw, much better for Phipps. She has 3 in the game, and it's 30-20 Tornadoes. This is Ganaway.
I'm curious to see if they go back to that same defense or mix it up this time, Anoka.
Brunn, nice little pass to the right block, and Sydney Weirkey at the layup. She has 6, 30-22, and then a steal in the backcourt or a foul. Oh, tough call on Alex Ganaway. She didn't like it. That'll be the first on Ganaway and the 5th on the Eagles.
Good pressure coming the way. They've tightened it up. They're now 1-2-1-1 full court press right now.
Emily Smith in the backcourt, goes cross court to Zimmer. Finally ahead to Bongart. Smith down to the baseline, and Josephson. She'll dribble out of there. And out of the middle, and Smith. So Anoka broke the press. And now it's turned over. Stolen away by Totino. Into the front court, Madison Brunn. Brunn left of the key, and Weirkey. Here's Brunn again, driving down to the baseline, under the basket. Out to Weirkey. It falls. And a chance for a three-point play.
Boy, you know what? She never picked up her dribble. Great job of ball control that time by Brunn. She held it near the top. Was almost forced to pick it up, but she kept it alive and then kicked it out underneath and got a great shove-out pass and connected with Weirkey. And for Sydney Weirkey, she's been able to capitalize it, and now a chance for the and one. So they were up by 12, a chance now to cut it down to 5 if they can convert on this free throw.
Good little spurt, Joe, for Totino Grace to get back into the game for sure. And this is really some good fight in the Eagles, considering they've played 2 games already this week.
Absolutely. They're getting a push. And you know, they've gotten their push from some very, very good defense. A very strong defensive effort has really triggered some offense on for this Totino Grace. It was just a couple of minutes ago that they had only scored 2 points coming out of the second half, and now they're already up to 9, maybe 10. So head coach Jessica Priest, as I mentioned, out of Denver, Colorado is where she grew up. She was an assistant coach at a D2 school in Oklahoma where she played college basketball, and now in her second year at Totino Grace, she says she enjoys it. She's able to kind of build the program the way she wants.
Weirkey, the free throw, 7.5, now 9 points in the game, and we have an injury in the backcourt and a foul in the backcourt.
Yep.
Yeah, Emily Smith hurt her elbow. She may need to come out of the game, and she will. Yeah.
Ganaway will be whistled for that, for the strip.
All right, maybe hyperextended that elbow or injured her wrist, and she's going to go to the bench. And being seen by the trainer. Torgerson back into the game, and Anoka promptly turns it over. Here's Meyer into the front court for the Eagles. To the top, here's Ganaway. Totino suddenly down by just 5. Back to the middle, here's Brunn. Madison Brunn, watched by Torgerson. Out of the middle, and Meyer. Meyer looks for the lob down low, nothing there. We approach 10 to go in the game. Out on the wing, Ganaway. And out of the middle, here's Sydney Weirkey. And we got a fall away from the play, and that's going to go against Miranda Phipps. And she's like, what, me?
Because they've been doing, I mean, they haven't put the ball in the hoop on this rotation, but they've increased their activity without the ball. A lot of cutting and a lot of moving by these Eagles.
Totino right now on an 8-1 run on the inbound.
They had an entry pass inside. Now they finally get it to her.
Here's Weirkey with the hook up and in.
That is a great left hand by that junior. Wow, what a smooth turn and touch shot.
So now it's 30-27. Tornadoes with the ball. Sydney Weirkey, 9.5, 11 in the game to lead Totino. Out on the wing, here's Josephson. Down to the corner, lob to Bongart's on the block. Tried to feed it across to Josephson. Out of bounds, turnover on the Tornadoes. And now Totino Grace will get the ball and a chance here to pull within 1 or tie the ball game.
It's a good run. They've been putting together strong defense.
It was 29-17, Anoka's big lead. It's now 30-27. Down to the block, Weirkey gives it up. Shot put up, off by Glenn. Scramble for the rebound, and they're going to rule that it's Totino Gray's ball. They called a jump ball.
Put it down on the ground, and there she goes. She really kind of tossed that free throw up in a hurry to avoid it getting blocked, and there's the pile up. Possession in favor of Anoka.
I guess jump was to Anoka. Now it's Totino on the alternate possession next time. Phipps down low, lost the handle. Josephson to the free throw line. Bongartz puts it on the floor, drives in off the glass. What a bucket!
Oh, she needed to do that. Took control, saw the gap, and fired on in off the backboard for a fresh two.
Driving in for Totino was Brunn. Brunn was blocked. Going to the deck is Phipps. That'll be the third on Phipps. Her and Torgerson have 3 apiece for the Tornadoes. 15 foul on Anoka.
That was a needed basket for Anoka. They were. Totino was on a 9-0 run up until then.
32-27. Nice shot from right of the lane by Ganaway. She has 4 in the game. 32-29.
Quick release on that shot. That's what she needed when she was inside that lane to get it off.
To the top, Torgerson. Out on the right, Josephson drives in, goes out to the wing. Slater from 18, off the front of the rim, followed her shot. Rebound grabbed by Phipps, and we got a travel. Turnover on the Tornadoes. On my count, 8th of the game. And Totino will get the ball back, down by 3. 8:08 to go in the game.
Well, even though Totino Grace hasn't shown a whole lot of offense, they have turned up the pressure defensively.
Here's Ganaway down in the corner. Shot put up by Brunn. That's an air ball. Or Glenn, excuse me. Here comes Torgerson quickly ahead. To the block, Josephson lost the handle and then got fouled.
You could tell Torgerson wanted that ball back. She tossed it down low to Josephson, and she was streaking right down the middle of the lane. And then Josephson had it knocked away. She'll be awarded with a 1-and-1. Totino brings back in some additional size.
Lexi Wierke into the game at the free throw line. Noelle Josephson, 2 points in the game, 2 of 2 from the line. Free throw off, no good. Front end of the 1-and-1, no good.
She had the first 2 points for Anoka, and they were free throws, actually, to start the game.
32-29 on the wing. Here's Brunn. Out of the free throw line. Wierke out on the wing, and a 3 up and in by Meyer. She has 6. All from outside the arc, all in the half. We're tied at 32.
Well, she is feeling it. They're kicking it down low and out back.
Back the other way come the Tornadoes. Josephson's fouled underneath. And the foul's going to go against Sydney Wierke. That'll be her 3rd foul of the game.
She had no choice but to foul her, and it'll be Josephson back at the line again.
2 of 3 from the line. Tied at 32.
It has gone library quiet in here.
And that one's off.
I think it's almost too quiet for the shooter, Steve.
Yeah, it really is. By the way, first tie, Joe, since 13 all. We were tied at 13, and then the Tornadoes went on an 8-0 run and blew open the game before the half. But Totino's come back. That second one bounces around and drops in.
Use the full rim on that one, the back and the front.
She has 3. Tornadoes by 1. Here comes Ganaway to the free throw line out on the wing. This is Ganaway, or excuse me, Meyer out on the wing. To the top, Brunn. Meyer back out on the right side, dribbles out of there.
Looks like a 2-3 defense right now for Anoka.
7 to go in the game. And out on the wing, it's Brunn. To the free throw line, Wierke. Brunn will try a 3 and hit the 3.
That's the one they cannot leave open. 3 for 3 from downtown.
Totino by 2. Under 7 to go in the game. Coming the other way, Torgerson had it go high off the glass and the rim, no good. Brunn back the other way into the front court. Totino Grace will set up. Anoka now trailing in this game. They had a 12-point lead earlier in the half. Out on the right side, Brunn again for 3. No, rebound tap to the outside and grabbed by Torgerson.
Quick trigger on that one, Steve. I thought it was 4 in a row.
Here's Slater in the corner. Back to the top. Torgerson's 3. Out, no good. Went down deep and popped out. Meyer the board for the Eagles. In white, moving left to right. Out on the wing, here's Brunn. Drives baseline. Little leaner, no good. Rebound tap to the outside. And this is Ganaway. Ganaway hands it off to Lexi Wierke. Now in the paint, Meyer. Back to Ganaway on the wing. Eagles by 2, under 6 to go. Ganaway down the lane. The runner, no, but a foul. And that'll go on the Tornadoes. That'll be 6 on Anoka, so no, unless she was in the act, probably, and Ganaway will go to the line.
Boy, she forced it here. Look, she took it hard down the middle of the lane and drew that foul. It was wide open, and she took advantage of that lane being that large and the ability to take it down the middle and get 2 at the free throw line.
She hits the first. Ganaway now 3 of 3 from the line. And she has 5 points. 36-33 Totino.
Totino does a quick stop here. I think they're just giving her a quick breather, but they had number 23 Meyer take a seat, and she's hit their last 3 3-pointers, so she can't afford to be on the bench too long.
Now a 5-0 run by Totino to lead at 37-33. At one point, they trailed 29-17. Now stolen away by the Eagles. Here's Brunn, wing right, down to the block, back out. Brunn to the top. This is Sydney Wierke, and then it's stolen away by Naomi Torgerson. In for the layup, got it, and a foul.
She took a shot in the side of the head and stayed focused. Good steal. They had a couple of players wide open on the point before she got the steal, so a critical play. Hard smack to the head.
Foul on Ganaway, her second. 9-team foul on Totino Grace. At the line, Naomi Torgerson. She has 8 points, 4-6 from the line.
Key time for some substitutions as she converts on that. 60-second timeout now called by Coach Handel with Anoka. And just watching, because Totino Grace has taken out 2 of their key players in the last maybe minute of the game, and you've seen that shift occur during that. Sydney Wierke was one who came out, and then meanwhile the other was number 23 Jenna Meyer. So we will see if they get him back in the game here before right after this timeout.
Yeah, just extraordinary, Joe, what's transpired since Anoka took a 29-17 lead. Since then, it's been a 20-7 run for Totino to grab the 1-point lead. They look down and out, and here we are with a real ball game with 5:22 to go.
And it's all to that defense. They've been able to get themselves into position, shut down, box out, limit Anoka to just a 1 shot. Of course, Anoka's helped also and missed some key free throws as well, but is cutting it back to just a 1-point deficit here with 5:20 to go. We'll see if that can swing in Anoka's favor. We'll see who Totino Grace brings off the bench. Torgerson is starting to heat it up. Granted, it's been through a combination of layups and free throws, but nonetheless, she's getting more and more confidence. And of course, it was Slater who lit it up with 14 in the first half. She has yet to hit here in the second half.
Jenna Meyer and Sydney Wierke are on the bench right now for Totino Grace. Eagles the ball into the front court. Brunn over the timeline. Eagles by 1. Dribbles out of traffic. Gets it out on top. This is Brianna Glenn. And then she'll hand it off to Alex Ganaway as we approach 5 to go in the game. Anoka trying to close out the regular season with a win. It would be their 19th of the season. Heading for sections next week. Here's Solwald down into the corner. Ganaway will dribble out of there. Totino Grace very patient with 2 of their top players on the bench right now. Pretty good strategy. And it's stolen away by the Tornadoes. Nice steal there by Schockneck. And now here's Torgerson, gives it up to Bongartz. She got run into, loses the ball, wanted a foul, no call. And here comes Totino with Solwald to the top of the key. She's turned back. Eagles by 1.
They've gone back to being patient on their offensive set, looking for the perfect shot, looking for the defense, trying to see what they're playing. Right now they've kind of gone to more of a 2-3. That is Anoka, and timeout to Totino Grace with exactly 4 minutes left, and that's going to get their two big players back into the game.
Yeah, no doubt. They want to get Meyer and Sidney Wierke on the floor at crunch time. So Totino up by 1, but it's been impressive. They could have folded the tents, considering, as we pointed out earlier, Joe, they played 2 games this week. They got beat by Champlin Park on Tuesday night, 65-42, and then beat Irondale on Thursday night, 43-30. So here we look at the Northwest Suburban North right now, and Elk River's been so strong. The Elks ranked number 7 in the state. Your conference champs, 12-0, 20-4 overall. But Anoka right there, a fine season, 9-3 in the conference, 18-7 overall.
There it is, and Andover tied with Blaine. Andover got the number 2 seed in their section.
Here's Meyer off the bench for a 3.
Her 4th three-pointer of the second half.
And it's 40-36, Totino Grace. Down but not out, now lead. Here's Bongartz on the wing right. Here's Schockneck. Her first bucket of the game is a big one. Lily Schockneck. And it's 40-38.
Nice
Huge
assist
bucket
that time by Bongartz.
for sure. Here's Wierke on the wing. To the top to her sister Lexi Wierke. Lexi and Sydney on the floor. Now on the wing it's Brunn. We approach 3 to go in the game. It's turned out to be a dandy on senior night at Anoka. Out in the corner. And this is Brunn again. Now a little further in. Brunn gets it back. Wide open 3 on the way. Off no good. Weak side rebound. Out of bounds. Refs talk about it. Who gets it? Anoka gets it.
Boy, Brunn was about maybe 2 feet off that three-point line. She probably could have taken another step in. Would have been an easier shot, but she stood back there. Mino, that's now a chance for Anoka to tie or maybe take the lead with 3. We'll see if Torgenson's going to get an opportunity for 3, and it's, again, that full court press, just enough to slow him down.
Torgerson.
That did more than slow him down. That forced a bad pass, and Brunn almost jumped on that one.
Madison Brunn tipped it away and out of bounds. And now we got some changes. Zimmer into the game, and going out of the game is Schockneck, who had the bucket a moment ago. This is Naomi Torgerson in the backcourt. On the wing, here's Zimmer. Zimmer being hounded there, had it stolen away. Stolen away by Brunn. And Totino leads by 2. They have the ball as we approach 2.5 to go in the game.
Pass was there that time. If it was there a bounce pass.
Totino's played well defensively, and this is their style of game. Low scoring, defensive battle. And it's played out for them tonight. And they're right in it. Solwald with it. Hands it off. Here's Meyer. Meyer and Solwald playing catch on the wing right. And they're very happy with a 2-point lead to play keep away.
I think Coach Shadow would like a timeout, but he's forcing his players to come out and challenge him. Totino's going to milk this clock all the way down to 10 seconds if they don't put some pressure on him.
Now 2 to go in the game. Here's Solwald out on the perimeter, and then a foul. And that's going to be a reach on Phipps or a 5-second call.
I think they're going to call a moving pick.
Ah, they did. And the foul's going to go on Meyer, I believe.
They tried to run a weave and cross and kind of set a moving pick, and they were called, whistled for it. So good defensive push.
Big break for the Tornadoes, down by 2, under 2 to go. And here's Torgerson. By the way, the foul was on Lexi Wierke. They get it inside to Bongartz, working up off the glass, no good, heel of the rim, rebound fought for, grabbed by Phipps, and we got a foul. And the foul's going to go against Madison Brunn, her 3rd. And of course, Anoka in the double bonus now, well over 10 fouls on Totino. And Phipps will go to the line. Here's the story on Phipps tonight, 3 points, 1 of 2 from the line.
Let's see if she can get this first one to drop. It will make the second one quite easier.
She got it.
It's like trying to hit a putt in the PGA when everyone goes quiet on you, Steve.
Yeah, very quiet. Very quiet here at Anoka in the field house.
It's like they're waiting for you to start speaking, Steve. Right on cue.
I'm not going to say a thing. She got them both. Phipps has 5, and we're tied at 40. 1:38 to go. Totino Grace into the front court. Run to the free throw line, dribbles out of there, and we got a timeout. And Totino Grace head coach Jessica Priest wants to talk about it. And now it gets down to strategy, and Totino very patient. I'm sure they're perfectly happy to try and hold for the final shot.
I'm curious to see what kind of a defensive set that Anoka will come out with, because I'm quite sure that coaching staff is thinking the same thing. These guys will hold it, work it out front, set a bunch of picks and move, but if I'm on that defense, I want to try to put that pressure on and see if I can force a turnover without committing a foul. But there you're going to look.
Yeah, Northwest Suburban West Park Center, of course, two-time defending Class 3A champs, leading the way, 11-1, 18-7 overall. The Park Center Pirates will be very tough in the sections, and ultimately, if they get to the state tournament, Osseo had a very good year. Maple Grove right in the mix. Totino, tough conference, 5-7, 11-13, but giving the Tornadoes all they want tonight.
Yeah, if they continue to play like this, it's not a team I want to meet in sectional play.
No, and by this time of year, we're playing only 8 players. These girls are in great shape. They don't have a deep bench, and they play a lot of minutes, and these girls are playing well tonight.
Looks like they're going to go man-to-man to start the out of bounds, and watch how well Totino Grace moves without the ball.
Here's Brunn on the wing. Dribbles to the middle. Anoka playing tight one-on-one D. They get it down low. Shot put up and missed. Sydney Weirkey couldn't hit it. Now the Tornadoes the ball in a tie game.
Good defensive stance that time by Anoka, especially by Baumgarts.
Naomi Torgerson over the timeline, being watched there. Goes on the wing to the right. Phipps will dribble out of there to the top. Slater to the free throw line. Baumgarts puts it on the floor, right to the lane, all the way in layup.
Beautiful timing. Saw the defense set up, and she took advantage of it. A great first step.
Tornadoes by 2. Baumgarts has 9 in the game. Here's Totino with 42 and counting. Meyer right of the key. Looks for the lob. Now spins to the baseline. Being watched there by Josephson, and we got a timeout, Eagles, with 33 to go.
Well, we're going to see what kind of an offensive set she can draw up and see what Coach Priest can set. I'm going to guess they're going to try to go to that high-low because it's been so successful when they come back out in a man-to-man. They're trying to kick it out to the wing and then back inside around the free throw line, and they've had a lot of success on that offensive set.
Totino, though, 4 3-pointers in the half. 3 for Meyer, 1 for Brunn. And then, of course, they've had Sydney Weirkey down on the post. 9 points in the half, 11 in the game. So they've got a couple of options.
And there is fan of the game. Look at that. Great red hair. A lot of Anoka momentum, you can tell there. And she's ready to cheer on the Tornadoes if they can get this win.
And it would be their 19th of the year. They'd look for number 20 on the year in the opening round of the section playoffs. Friendly reminder, Tornadoes take on Duluth East, the number 8 seed in the opening round of the Class 4A Section 7 playoffs right here in the Anoka field host. So out of the timeout we come. Anoka leads at 42-40. And on the floor is Josephson, Torgerson, Phipps, Baumgarts, and Slater for the Tornadoes.
You usually want to do a 2-3 defense when they inbound it underneath the basket, but they're going to go to that man-to-man. It was effective for them. Let's watch and see if they can set up a high-low.
We got a foul away from the play, and the foul is going to go on Phipps down low, and it's going to be a hold on Lexi Weirkey. That'll put Totino at the line with the front end of a 1-and-1. That put the Eagles in the bonus. So here we go, Lexi Weirkey. She is 1 for 2 from the line with just 1 point tonight. First one is big, and she got it.
Ice water through the veins on that free throw.
Weirkey with 1 more to tie the game with 29.6 left. It's up, and it's good.
Nothing but nylon. Coom call collected.
And we got another timeout on senior night.
They're going to
we got a foul. We got a foul right away in the backcourt. And the foul is going to go against Jenna Meyer. That'll be her first. Totino way over the limit. So Anoka will go to the other end and shoot free throws. And at the line will be Naomi Torgerson. Torgerson a mixed bag from the line tonight. 5 of 7. And she has a total of 9 points.
Puts her at the double figures. Again, coming in, she had averaged almost 15 a game. Bongard 16 a game. But the story really keeping Anoka in that first half was Slater with 14.
So she has one more. This would give the Tornadoes a 2-point lead with 29.1. And she got it. She has 11 in the game.
Watching to see if there's a timeout that's going to be called at cross court. No, they're going to keep them playing. Man-to-man defensive set for Anoka.
Solwald with it for the Eagles. Under 20 to go in the game. Now it's Brunn down the lane, threw it up, and a blocking foul.
That'll go to Josephson. Boy, she exploded through that lane. It looked like Adrian Peterson cutting through a hole. Just a blast. She wasn't going to be denied. And
so close to a charge. Josephson almost got set. As you saw, first free throw off, no good. That was Brunn's first free throw of the night, and she missed it. Still 44-42 Tornadoes.
Phipps comes back into the game. She's a great offensive threat, but she has 4 fouls. So defensively, they wanted her to sit.
Second from Brunn is good. And it's 44-43 and a timeout on the floor. So the plot thickens with 13 to go in the game.
Full court pressure coming right in. That 1-2-1, or we'll see if they mix it up. But, you know, the ironic part about full court pressure, Steve, is they say 70% of the turnovers during full court pressure comes after the midcourt line. And so many times teams are just thankful to get it across that midcourt line and then throw it away, or maybe take a bad shot during that time. I'm sure it's going to be let them follow you, hold on to the ball, no errant passes, let's put you at the line. Right now they probably want to put Torgerson at the line. And she's going to throw it in.
So let's see how they set up. But everybody in the backcourt. Torgerson runs the baseline, gets it into Slater, and Slater's fouled right away by Meyer. That'll be the 4th on Meyer. Not that it matters, and we'll go to the other end, and Slater will get 2. Slater had quite the first half, 14 points, including 2 3-pointers. But Slater has not shot a free throw tonight, Joe.
Let's see what she can do here to get an extended lead here for Anoka. And first one looked good. Had some good trajectory, just couldn't quite find the bottom of the rim.
High arcing free throw misses. One more for Slater. Tornadoes by 1. And this one rattles out, no good, and the rebound comes down to Sydney Wierke. She'll hand it off to Meyer with 8. Down to 7, and it's kicked out of bounds by Slater. Well, this is a ball game.
Hey, good heads up by Slater. She missed 2 free throws, could have been dragging her head, but she made a great defensive stop right there. Otherwise, they had a wide open shot in the corner for 3.
Zimmer out, Phipps in. Meyer sets up to inbound. Totino Grace trails by 1 to the corner. Brunn under the bucket, out to the wing, shot for the win, off, no good, rebound, out of bounds, Tornadoes win.
Wow! Several opportunities, but Totino Grace did a great job of working that ball, good passing, and they set up for a great game-winning shot by Solwood. Just couldn't quite capitalize and put it away, Steve.
Yeah, it was almost went out of bounds off Lexi Wierke, but she saved it to Solwald, and she had a wide open 15-footer and couldn't hit it. And the rebound skips out of bounds, and the Tornadoes prevail here on senior night at the Anoka High School Fieldhouse. We'll give Totino Grace a ton of credit for hanging in there. They fell behind 29-17 and roared back and actually grabbed the lead in this one.
Player of the game goes to Slater. She had 14 critical points when no one else was producing for Anoka. Slater lit it up in the first half. That got them to the lead, and the junior contributed with a good defensive play also towards the end of this game, but got him out to a quick lead in that first half, and her 14 points really made the difference, even though they were in the first half, created that separation.
Yeah, and of course, Naomi Torgerson, who was held scoreless in the first half, comes back with 11, many of those at the free throw line. Tough night for Torgerson, but she contributed huge when it mattered, and Anoka prevails 44-43 tonight. This turned out to be quite a ball game, and once again, I said it throughout the second half, it would have been easy for the Eagles to fold the 10, falling behind 12, and they had played last night in a win over Irondale, but they found some energy and got right back into the game and challenged the Tornadoes right down to the wire. You got to tip your cap to Totino.
Oh, they did a great job. I was impressed with the coaching job that was done by second-year head coach and Jessica Priest. She brought him back down, put him in a spot. To a well-coached team. You can tell by the way they rotate the ball. Good passing. They stay very poised in that passing game, knew what they were looking for. And, boy, they lit it up the second half, mostly contributed by great defensive play. But, again, for Anoka, they get the win. They go out as the #1 seed as they start section play, but also some great things that they can work on here between now and the start of section play.
Quite a ball game tonight. Totino finishes the conference season 5-8, 11-14. Meanwhile, the Tornadoes finished 10-3 in conference play and 19-7 overall. Totino on to the Class 3A Section 4 playoffs. Meanwhile, Anoka hosts Duluth East in the opener of the Class 4A Section 7 playoffs next Wednesday night here at Anoka. It's been a lot of fun. We have a great crew here at Anoka tonight, bringing you the game on QCTV. For Joe Rulin, I'm Steve Thompson. Once again, our final score: the Anoka Tornadoes 44, the Totino Grace Eagles 43. Good night.